Hey everybody, welcome to the BMX MiniMega final. And again, as we talked about, it's going to be a great competition. The BMX MiniMega final at the inaugural Kia World Extreme Games. How about it? Crowd starting to build as we discussed, and we have 10 outstanding riders, and they will come down that ramp and vault right in front of you to try to land the biggest tricks that they can. We have 9 athletes competing, 4 runs each. The highest score wins. And once again, I'm Paul Higgins along with Zach Yankush. Zach, 9 athletes, some great competitors out there. We talked a little bit about it. Your thoughts on the judges? They're, it's a little bit different this year. You've got 9 athletes. You've got a truly international field. Vince Byron's coming off, winning last year. Zach Warden, as you discussed, coming off winning a big win not too long ago at another major competition. But your thoughts about what the judges are looking for in this one and what it's going to take to win?
With this competition, you've got basically 2 hits. You've got the hit over the big jump and then the quarter pipe. What the guys are going to need to do and what the judges are looking for, they want to see versatility and they want to see guys do big tricks on both the big jump and the quarter pipe. There's some of these riders that are specifically good at either one or the other. The guys that are able to dominate both the big jump and the quarter pipe are the ones that are going to find themselves on top of the podium.
And we start off with our first rider, a huge
360 X up. This is Mike Clark. He's one of the new guns riding the MiniMega. So these young guns, I don't expect a lot out of them, but as we get down to the end of the field, those are the guys that are really, really good at riding this ramp.
So Michael Clark got an 83.33 Jovel with a 75.67, and just like Zach mentioned it really is important to do tricks off of both ramps, and that's going to be the difference maker. Ben Snowden, also out of the United States, he is 32 years old, another solid veteran of BMX.
Yeah, he's got front flips on lock. Speak of the devil, there you go. Front flip over the gap. Tail whip, that might be the highest score thus far. The judges want to see big tricks. Front flips, back flips over that jump are what's going to get you the higher scores. Then, of course, you have to follow it up with something big on the quarter pipe. Now, he just did a single tail whip. He might want to, in his next run, maybe front flip to double tail whip.
Boy, the front flip is so difficult. I always thought that, I think that the back flip's way easier to do than a front flip, and he just did a front flip off the first jump. And so we'll keep an eye on Snowden's score. Simon Tebron, who has been in this sport for a long, long time. He's 39 years old, veteran of many, many contests and many, many wins, and he can do it here as he drops in on his first run.
Beautiful 360 over the gap. Invert 540. Great versatility. He is pumped on that one.
Simon Tebron pretty stoked as he starts us off here on his run. And Ben Snowden's front flip earned him an 82, but as Zach mentioned it, he needs to do something bigger off the second ramp. As we await Simon Tebron's score, we get into Austin Coleman. Austin Coleman, also out of the United States. He is 29 years old, and you can tell he is fully padded.
Yeah, he's got some big tricks. Starting things off. 360 backflip right there. Oh, just going down. He has pulled so many of those in practice. But as we've talked before, when you get up there and all the people are there, your first runs, you get those first run jitters.
Colton Satterfield.
Colton's got a very big bag of tricks as well. He's really dialed with 360 backflips as well as what we call helicopters, backflip, double tail whip. I'm pretty sure we're going to see one of those in one of his runs.
Colton is 23 years old. How about that?
Whoa.
And he holds on.
That's called an air traffic controller right into a no-handed flare. Air traffic controller is a 360 no-handed backflip. It was invented by one of the greats, Dave Mira. Not too many guys doing that. They call it an air traffic controller because your arms are waving around like you're an air traffic controller bringing in the planes.
No doubt that would be the best score of the day for Colton Satterfield. And we'll go to Zach Warden, who is coming off a X Games win in Barcelona.
We talked about Zach having the backflip, bike flip. Are we going to see it first run out?
Yeah.
Oh, going 360 bike flip right there. Zach Warden losing it. Again, a bike flip is an incredibly difficult trick. It's where you spin the bike vertically around you. Zach combining that with a 360, that is just insane.
We told you we were going to pump up the action. Well, we didn't have to wait too long as Zach Warden with a big crash. This gives way to Vince Byron, and Vince is our defending champion. He's also pretty good on a vert ramp.
Expect him to go big here.
Whoa!
Wow, 360 double downside tail whip. Right into a 540 tail whip. Oh my goodness, that is going to be the highest score thus far, easily.
Vince Byron, he has come to defend his medal. And how about that as he just cranked it up? Vince Byron had a 90.33. Jovel coming off a 75.67. And we'll show you how they break down after this next run. So each runs, they have 4 runs. So Jovel getting ready to go. Michael Clark with an 83.33, and here we go. Huge backflip to start.
Talking no-handed alley-oop. George really likes the alley-oop. I think that's all we're gonna see out of him on the big quarter. And again, an alley-oop is when the rider carves opposite and then travels backwards. They make it look so easy, but it is not an easy trick to do.
Remember Ben Snowden, he started us off with a front flip and got an 82. And you mentioned he's got to do something a little bit bigger off the second ramp. We'll see if he comes away with that now as he sees where the competition is.
Exactly. Let's see what we're going to get out of Ben Snowden here.
Michael Clark with an 83.33. Jovel with an 82.33. Snowden right at an 82. That's not going to improve too much on the score.
No, I think his first run was better. Just did a little invert to turn down on the big quarter. Snowden's best run right now is an 82.
Simon Tabron with an 85.67 on his first run from Great Britain. Very solid. Look at his knee pads, killer pads there.
I love Simon's color coordination right there. His knee pads match the hubs on his bicycle. Classic English fashion out of this guy. Here we go.
Simon Tabron.
Yeah, no-handed 360. One-handed 540.
The one-handed 540 adding the difficulty. The judges taking notice of that. Simon Tabron had an 85.67. And Napolitan with an 83.67. Anthony with a front flip as well. But he added a little bit more on the second ramp to increase his score. Coleman gets a 71.33, same score he got last time.
I bet we're gonna see no-handed front flip to tail whip. No, 720. Oh, there's a new one for Napolitan. I stand corrected. Right into a Superman C-grab. Amazing line for Napolitan right there. Got a little wild on the air. Wow, 720. Someone has been practicing. He's kept that secret from me. I grew up riding with Anthony. He's from my hometown, Youngstown, Ohio, so we're best friends. But he knows that I like to give secrets away. That's one that he must have been keeping from me. I've never seen him do a 720 over the MiniMega. That was awesome.
That's pretty funny. Satterfield, Colton Satterfield with an 88.33, currently in second place right now. Zach Warden will be up next. He crashed on his first run, but Satterfield here. Oh!
Wow, 360 whip to whip back. Triple tail whip. Oh my word, Paul. The first triple tail whip we have seen here at the Kia World Extreme Games. Amazing run for Colton Satterfield. That has to be the highest score of the day thus far.
Yeah, I'm so sketchy.
Colton Satterfield, amazing. Triple tail whip.
Triple tail whip, and the trick before that, 360 tail whip to tail whip back. The trick is called the Italian job. It was invented by Italian Alessandro Barbero a few years ago. Wow, that was incredible. This is turning out to be quite a contest.
It definitely is. The BMX stunt riders have brought their game. Zach Warden crashed his first time. He's got to be feeling the pressure right now. He loses the pedals on the right side.
So close. He had it right there. The 360 bike flip. The only rider in the world doing that.
So Zach Warden has not completed his run yet, but do not let that scare you, because all you need is one big run.
That's all it takes.
Vince Byron, our current leader, 90.30. Actually, Satterfield is our current leader. Byron with a 90.33.
360 Superman C-grab. Expect something big here.
triple.
Whoa! 540 double tail whip. No one is doing that trick. The level of riding is insane. Wow, this is turning out to be quite the event.
Crashes on a 540 double tail whip. Again, we have 9 competitors. They get 4 runs each. The Kia World Extreme Games will be back with more after this. We are in the midst of the BMX MiniMega final. 2 runs are in the books. Colton Satterfield with the current leader at 91. Vince Byron from Australia, 90.33. He is our defending champion. And so far, we have seen some amazing tricks. Hi everybody, I'm Paul Higgins and welcome back. My partner Zach Yankush and I were just talking during the break, and we have seen some crazy tricks. As a matter of fact, Colton Satterfield, 360 tail whip to tail whip back, also a triple tail whip. Napolitan with a 720 over the big gap, and then Byron, a 540 tail whip on the second hit. Wow, it's a glossary of terms, and we're just in the third run.
Exactly, and these guys are gonna definitely send in these next two runs, as we talked about. Mike Clark, backflip, X up, going with a little invert one-hander. These guys are hungry, you know. They've been talking about getting to Shanghai all year long, and this is the moment they've been all waiting for. These guys have been training very, very hard, incredibly talented athletes, and they are putting it all on the line. They want to stand on that podium when the smoke clears.
Jorge Jovel had a backflip. He added that in his last run. He has an 82.33 as he rolls in. Clean backflip, Zach.
Here he goes for that alley-oop again. He's traveling backwards. Looks like he got a little bit caught up there.
The wind is picking up just a little bit here, and it really matters when the wind cuts through the spokes of those wheels.
Absolutely, especially when you're 25 feet plus off the ground.
And there's a look at it, and of course the ramp that they end up hitting, the wind is even gusting a little bit more. As you can see there, that's where they drop in. That's the second ramp. I mean, pardon me, that's the first ramp, and then the second ramp obviously is higher. So they are 30, 40, 50, 30, 40 feet off the ground.
It's insane. It is insane.
Snowden, Ben Snowden, a very solid rider at 82 so far. Seen some great scores. And if you don't think they're nervous, well, you're wrong. It's a little bit nerve-wracking up there, especially in the heat of competition. Front flip.
Yeah. Keeping it safe right there. Single tail whip. We've already seen that same run from Ben Snowden.
So he has 3 runs in the book. Again, the best overall run of the day will win the competition. We could go down to the very last run, and that will be Vince Byron. Simon Tabron, we mentioned him, Great Britain, an 87. And Simon has a bag of tricks too.
Indeed he does, as well as lots of dance moves. This guy was out on the dance floor until late last night. And here he is, run number 3 for Simon, 360.
Just a dead air there.
Yeah, he was looking for something right there. You can see him pulling the handlebars up.
Just didn't feel comfortable. I want to remind everybody, our broadcast partner here in Shanghai, China, with the Kia World Extreme Games is SMG. Couldn't do it without him. Thank all their support. Again, SMG, our broadcast partner here at the Kia World Extreme Games. And now Coleman is getting ready to go in. Austin Coleman crashed on a 360 backflip. He crashed a couple times.
He's gonna give it a go again, I guarantee it. Oh no, backflip tail whip. Right into a no-handed flare.
Yeah.
Wow, I was wrong on that one, but as we talked about before, all it takes is one solid run to get you on that podium, and that was a good one for Austin Coleman. A backflip tail whip. We call that a flip whip in BMX. Following that up with a no-handed flare. Great run for Mr. Coleman.
No doubt about it. That score of 71.33 will definitely increase. Napolitan, and of course Napolitan did that 720 over the first jump. And how about Coleman's score of 86?
See what Anthony's got up his sleeve right here.
So Coleman has an 86. This gives way to Napolitan at 85.
720, nice. A brand new one for Anthony. Little one-handed, one-footed seat grab right there.
And you know, just like in any sport, when it comes to athletics, there's a mental side of it, and there's a lot of mental jockeying going on in these guys' brains right now, and what they need to do on the 3rd and 4th run.
Absolutely, they're watching that #1 guy who is right there, Colton Satterfield, leading the pack right now with a 91. Last run was a 360 tail whip to tail whip back, followed up with a triple tail whip. What is he going to unleash to further his lead?
Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Whoa.
1 foot on.
Wow. Wasn't able to do anything on the quarter pipe, but that was a wild one. That was a backflip, bar spin to tail whip. We talk about BMX being like a video game. 5 years ago, Paul, that trick was impossible. You could only do it on a video game.
Wow.
Now guys are actually doing it thanks to events like the World Extreme Games.
Zach Warden hasn't completed a full run yet. He is one of the guys that was favored to go into this contest and win it. Currently not in the podium. And he makes it this time.
Look for a triple whip maybe. 1, 2, oh, going double whip, yes! Great run for Zach Warden.
So Zach Warden gets a great run in the books, and we know that because of the tricks that he just pulled off. Zach was thinking about that triple tail whip, and he might save that for his last run.
Wow. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the judges play that out.
Yep.
Because Colton Satterfield did that big 360 whip to whip back. Other riders have done that one. No other rider can do a 360 bike flip. Zach's the only one in the world can do it. Getting an 88.67 on that score for Zach Warden. Satterfield still in the lead, and here comes last year's champ, Vince Byron, 360 Superman Indian.
And a triple whip, no.
Whoa!
Double whip.
540 double tail whip right there. Great run for Vince Byron. Wow. 360 Superman seat grab Indian. A Superman seat grab is when you grab the seat with one hand and push your legs back, but an Indian is when you cross your legs in the air. And that's what that was. 360 Superman seat grab Indian air right
Vince
into
Byron.
a 540 double whip. Incredible. Here we go, Mike Clark, last run for this guy. Yes, nose dip 361 footer.
I like that was a stylish move there. And wow, I don't know how he rolled out of that way on the flat bottom.
Big flare. Again, he's one of the new guys when it comes to riding the MiniMega, but we have not seen the last of Mike Clark. First time here to China, he's been loving it. Oh wait, what's this? He's giving something for the crowd. He might do a little flatland action. Look at this, hang five.
Oh, no way.
Oh my
No
goodness.
way. That's crazy.
He is one of the most fun guys on and off his bike.
Well, you know, he thought he had another run going. So this is Jorge Jovel. And of course, Michael Clark goes, don't I get another run? So he rolled out on a front manual down the ramp. Amazing. Jovel with an 82.33, Zach.
Yeah, no-handed 360. Going flare with it really close to the edge, but he pulled that one. Look at him grabbing his heart right there. Got really close to the edge of the ramp. That could have been very, very dangerous and bad, but...
Zach, you and I feel the wind kicking up a little bit. And Simon Tabron with an 87. So he's tied with Clark right now. Clark has an 87 as well. So he wants to at least get higher than an 87, maybe get an 88s, 89s.
He's right on the bubble of the podium.
Yeah, he is.
360 right here.
Scrubbing some speed.
Yeah, no-handed 540. Simon's another new gun in the MiniMega world. He's only been riding the MiniMega less than a year. You wouldn't be able to tell with his riding, but he is...
You seem like you're a little nervous there. I would be nervous. I got nervous just walking up there today.
It's so scary just standing on the top of the ramp. It's terrifying.
Austin Coleman with an 86.
Austin's gonna send it right here. He wants on that podium. He's made podium in Shanghai before.
Simon got it below an 87. And
there
Coleman,
it is, 360 backflip. Beautiful downside tail whip, exactly. Alley-oop, downside tail whip. Great run for Austin Coleman. Let's see.
You think it's better than 86?
Oh, I haven't been right today yet. So I'll say,
you've done all right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say. So far, all my predictions have been wrong this morning.
So as Zach mentioned, he's on the bubble of the podium. We'll see if he gets on there. And Napolitan with an 85. Again, they take the overall best run. It could happen right now. An 86.33 for Coleman. So a little bit better than an 86 with an 86.33. Napolitan with that 720 over the first gap. And there it is again. But it's this one too that he's got to up the ante on and basically rides out. So good competition for Coleman as he finishes with what should be an 86.33 unless the judge, or Napolitan, pardon me, unless they give him a better score than 85.
Yeah, I don't think he's, well, you know what, I'm not gonna say it.
Colton Satterfield right now with a 91.
I believe Satterfield's in second place right now. Vince Byron, your current leader. Satterfield is one of those guys that is very hungry. He works very, very hard. He is going to send it right here. You can guarantee that one. Let's see what we get out of Colton Satterfield.
So they're chasing a 92.67. Slips off his pedal and still able to do some whips.
Oh my word. Wow. That was a backflip windshield wiper, tail whip to tail whip back. Holy cow, I cannot believe we just saw that, let alone he bobbled the landing. Most guys would have just called it quits. He still pulled a double tail whip on the quarter pipe.
Don't know how he stayed on that bike. Two riders left, Zach Warden and Vince Byron, but will that score from Satterfield be better than a 91? The judges look at that, he looks a little gingerly on that right foot.
Wow.
So an 89, so he doesn't better his score, but still right now, he is in a great position. Zach Warden, who's coming off a big win in Barcelona.
Will we see the backflip, bike flip here? That is the question. We've already seen 360 bike flip. Here we go. There it is. Backflip, bike flip. What has he got on the big quarter? 1, 2, double tail whip. Wow. Zach Warden is psyched with good reason. The only guy in the world doing a backflip, bike flip. You're going upside down and then throwing the bicycle completely vertical around you. Wow, that was incredible. Now, all eyes are on the scores. What are the judges gonna think of that run?
I bet you they're going to give it a pretty decent score. Zach Warden had an 88.67. Vince Byron, the last rider to go. And we'll update the scores. Vince Byron with a 92.67. Warden at an 89.67. 89.67. Wow, interesting. Vince Byron with a 92.67 is getting ready to go. So it looks like Vince Byron will be your winner.
This is a glory run for Vince Byron. What is he going to get the crowd here in Shanghai? 360 backflip, letting it go, but that's okay. He will be on top of the podium, and right there, Australia's Vince Byron, your champion at the Kia World Extreme Games.
Not holding anything back, Zach, you didn't agree, obviously, with that last score for Zach Warden. Thought he might have a higher score.
Yeah, I don't normally call that out, but Zach Warden definitely should have gotten a higher score there.
So Zach Warden really gave it his all, and I'm sure that maybe when you go down, you'll ask about that. And Vince Byron wins the competition, Colton Satterfield in second, and Zach Warden in third. So that's the way it pans out here at the BMX X Mini Mega final at the Kia World Extreme Games.